All right, peace, everybody, man. Good Friday morning, 10 a.m. A little late today, November the 21st, man. You see the title today. We're going to be talking about, black quarterback, in particular, Jalen Hurts. I did a topic the other day, and I asked, was a lot of the hate and criticism towards Jalen Hurts racially motivated? Getting a nice little decent response. Um, I didn't talk to Sam Man about this. I'm throwing this right on his lap so you won't get his raw thoughts and opinions about what's going on right now with the man who continuously wins. It doesn't always look like people want it to look. The man and his team, because it's not just him, obviously, won 24 out of 27 games, Super Bowl MVP, right? Super Bowl champion, been to the Super Bowl twice. Team is now 8-2, number one seed in the NFC. But people keep talking about how it looks. So let's talk about it today, Sam. Man, I know the people are excited to see us. This is for you. Know what we was talking about. I'm throwing it right in your lap.
Yeah.
Hey, what you think? What you think?
Of course, I think it's has some racial undertones to it, without question. Because when you look at the landscape of the NFL and you look at the top pantheon of quarterbacks, and there's a nice little mixture of black quarterbacks and white quarterbacks in there. You look at the criticism that's given to black quarterbacks, and then you look at the criticism given to their counterparts. It's not the same. It just really isn't. And it's blatant, and it's childish, and it's silly. And it's silly we even got to talk about it and even have to defend it. But when you look at, and this is no disrespect to Josh Allen or Joe Burrow, or now we got Drake May getting into the fold. All they out there trying to do is play quarterback. They can't help what people are saying about them and their counterparts, right? It's not on them, but at the same time, prime example, you look at a Josh Allen yesterday, and he throws an interception to lose the game. And all year we've been trying to put the Buffalo Bills as if they are this Super Bowl powerhouse, as if Josh Allen is this invincible force on his way to his second straight MVP title. And anytime he seemingly doesn't have a good game or he's missing his fastball, we seem to give a lot more excuses, and there's a lot more digging and prodding as to the reasoning as to why he's struggling. Now you flip that and go to a Jalen Hurts, and this is all black quarterbacks, but we're talking about Jalen Hurts right now in particular. One, because he just won a Super Bowl. He's the defending Super Bowl MVP. His team is in first place, looking like they're on a fast track right back to the same shit they were in last year. 3 out of the last 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, he's sitting in this position. The Philadelphia Eagles are a team that we should be talking about like we do the Kansas City Chiefs, like we did maybe even the Patriots a couple of decades past. We're talking about these teams that in the world of a lot of parity, these teams kind of stand at the forefront of being great amidst all of that. Jalen Hurts is at the head of that. I mean, we always talk about the quarterback gets the most credit and takes most of the blame. Well, unfortunately, it seems like he takes none of the credit and all of the blame. It's always an excuse on why they win, and he's always the reasoning and why they lose. When you have receivers coming out and basically throwing out in your windows, then that kind of fuels the fire, and that kind of fuels the aggravation on what's going on. But all I see that's going on is a team that's winning. They only lost 2 games. They've had a brutal fucking schedule. They're coming out on top. Jalen Hurts has not played 1 game this year where he has cost his team. I could sit back and honestly go to last 2 or 3 years. It's going to be hard for me or anybody else to find a game where you said, damn, Jalen lost that game for y'all. He lost that game. It was because of him, right? Maybe the Giants game, if y'all want to throw that in there, but hey, that is what it is. But man, I think it's very unfair. I think it's complete bullshit. But I also been watching this dude since he got into college. I watched him at Alabama deal with shit. I watched him at Oklahoma deal with shit. And I think that for some reason, and you correct me if I'm wrong in this situation, in Philadelphia, not so much the fans, but the media, he got drafted to be Carson Wentz's backup. And for some reason or another, they always kind of consider him still a backup. They look at his draft placement. They look at where he was. They look at how he wins games. For some reason, their brain can't compute that this dude is actually a great quarterback, a top 5 quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and a quarterback that can lead your team to multiple Super Bowls here and beyond. They always kind of look at that. Oh, well, he was maybe, and then they don't say it, but they kind of act as if he's a 2nd-round pick. He was a backup. He was supposed to be a backup. He doesn't have the traits as a, man, fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. You know what I mean? Howie Roseman did a great job on bringing a leader in when you needed a leader. Yeah, Carson Wentz may have had way more better intangibles than Jalen Hurts at the time, but the leadership quality couldn't even match Jalen Hurts. So you bring him in, you put him around people, you put him around this immense talent, a great culture, and you let that man lead your team, and that's exactly what he's doing. So I don't think that the criticism will ever go away. I think Jalen Hurts is going to have to get used to this criticism his entire career because it's not going anywhere. But as long as he keeps his head on his shoulders and keep winning, fuck what they say. But yeah, without question, this racist shit. Without question, man. When you look at Jalen Hurts right now, we look at Lamar Jackson, who's injured. Now all of a sudden he's injury prone and all this shit, even though he won 3 straight MVPs, could have won a 4th last year. You look at my boy Jayden, all of a sudden now he's this sophomore slump and he's injury prone and he can't do this. They can't wait to shit on him. They can't wait. And they sit back and wait. And now it's like they can't find anything to shit on Jalen about. So they're going to run to A.J. Brown to see if he could say something. They're going to go and pick and pry through every little statistic that they can to kind of try to prove a point. Because then these motherfuckers don't like being proven wrong. They don't like to sit back and go, you know what, I'm going to eat crow. I didn't think Jalen Hurts could throw. I didn't think he can read defenses. I didn't think he can lead an NFL team. And he's proven me wrong. They don't want to say that. They always want to, oh, well, see, he can't make that throw. You see, Josh Allen, that's only a throw that 2 people in the world can make. All this shit. It's like,
right.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. But I mean, I've always said it, and I'm joking, but I'm also serious. I love Jalen Hurts. I've always have. I hate that he went to the Eagles. It was a perfect situation for him. But hey, man, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I think I heard Brandon Graham say that, and that was perfectly said, man. This dude is on top of his game right now. I think that he's prepared for the criticism, albeit very unfair. And he's going to have to get used to it, man, because it's going to follow him the rest of his career. But if he finishes that career with 3 Super Bowls and a couple of MVPs, whether he gets a regular season MVP or not, he'll also be walking into the Hall of Fame, which he's on pace of doing right now. So keep strong, brother. Keep doing your thing. And, yeah, man, fuck what they say.
Yeah, and I think he really definitely had the attitude, coming up with a strong father who they really never mentioned.
Yep.
I think his father, kind of prepared him for all of this. And think about it. When you think about America and the social order of America, like the type of person he is kind of frowned upon. They look at more so like a clown, a buffoon, a comedian, a court jester. Those people are more pushed to the forefront. When you see a man that came from a 2-parent household, strong leadership capabilities, not a rah-rah type of guy, nothing like that. The man just leads fearlessly, and they attack that every week effortlessly. They find something to attack this man about. If he's screaming and he's loud, he's too obnoxious. If he's too not, boisterous, he's too what's the word they use? I forget the word they use, a word they try to use, like he's too quiet and reserved, and that's bothering people. Like, damn if you do, damn, if you don't. But for the people that try to dismiss the race thing, I think there's a whole history you got to point to. Where every single black quarterback before even Doug Williams, I forget the guy, I don't know if it's France Fernand, one of those guys. I hope I'm saying his name right. He even dealt with it, and they always tried to put us in a wide receiver, running back role because they didn't think we were smart enough to actually, have the functions of a quarterback. Thus, they would say, "Oh, he's uber athletic, uber talented. He's a run-first quarterback." As opposed to a white quarterback where they feel he don't have to run because he's smart enough to make the read. So this black man keeps on running because he can't read a defense, so he's going to use his athletic ability to run out of there and run out of dodge because he can't take the time to process and read a defense. And this goes back even to the whole black inferiority, complex that has, permeated, parts of education, political, entertainment, anything. The 400-year marketing campaign where they, had us as lazy, unintelligent clowns portrayed all through media. People think that this stuff just goes away. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's something that's on people's minds subconsciously and consciously. And I think they have a hard time dealing with the fact that, this is being taken over. This position that you said we couldn't play. We was dumb. We was too stupid. Not smart enough. Now it's being taken over by us. I think they're having a hard time adjusting, to that because it doesn't look like they want it to look. He doesn't throw like they wanted him to throw. He doesn't make, like you said, they can make only Josh Allen and maybe Patrick Mahomes or somebody can make this throw. when every quarterback that plays at a high level can make every throw. I've seen Jalen Hurts make every single throw in the book. It may not come out as fast, but he's made every throw. He can't pass through, pass in traffic. All you gotta do is put videos seeing him doing that. He don't pass over the middle. YouTube will show you that he passes over the middle. Maybe not as much as other people, but he does it. Oh, he can't. He's not good against the blitz. Now he's like one of the best quarterbacks against the blitz. Now they switch it to he can't pass against zone coverage. It's like, come on, bro. They keep moving the goalposts week after week. And if we were losing, I will understand it. I wouldn't even talk about the shit. But now I see like, damn. All right, yeah, Marlon Bresca. Appreciate that, Jermaine. If we were losing, I would have nothing to say. But the fact that this team is winning at a clip more than any other team in the past probably 10 years, and every day the media has something to say. Even Dan Orlowski got tired of it yesterday. Even he's seen it. Like, yo, this is crazy. I don't know if you heard his rant.
I didn't, but I don't need to. I like a lot of people give Dan Orlowski a lot of criticism, but I think he tried to stay fair and down the middle as much as possible. You know what I mean? So I like Dan Orlowski.
Right. I'm going to read a comment from Coaster123. Remember Lamar Jackson during his draft process, they wanted him to change his position, even though he had the tape and talent and ran a pro-style offense. Yeah.
30 teams went by Lamar Jackson before. I think Baltimore had the 30th pick of the draft. Lamar was going in the second round if the Baltimore didn't pick him up. 30 teams went by Lamar Jackson because they could not see past the athletic ability. And because he was from Florida and he was a brother, they thought all of a sudden, oh, this motherfucker's fast as shit. He's athletic as hell. He ain't going to be able to read no damn NFL defenses. Who are we kidding? And then he went out there and torched your ass, had the highest QBR in NFL history, and went on to tear up the league. Now, can he? Now, let me tell you this. I think that Lamar Jackson deserves more criticism than a Jalen Hurts based off the winning. That's it. This is all this should be. This is the only conversation that should be had in the NFL. Are you winning or not? Are you winning or not? Are you leading your team to victory? Now, I think it's unfair that they put the quarterback on a pedestal and they're like, okay, Lamar or Jalen Hurts beat Jayden Daniels. No, Jalen Hurts beat Washington Commanders defense. Jayden Daniels beat the Eagles defense. They didn't beat each other, but this is how we compare it. So if we're going to compare it like that, who's winning? That's all this shit's about. I don't know if Joe Montana could throw over the middle or can do an out or could throw the post. I know he won 3 Super Bowls. I don't know if Tom Brady could make every throw. I know in Michigan he couldn't make every throw. That's why he was taken over by Drew Henson. I knew when he got drafted for the Patriots in the 6th or 7th round, Drew Bledsoe backed him up in his first 2 or 3 years in the NFL. He was a dink and dunk bandit until he got used to the game and started tearing shit up. But nobody cared. Nobody cared that Tom Brady was throwing 3-yard outs or taking the check down every single play. They said at the end of the game, with the ball in his hand, who do you want to lead the game? Because they knew he wasn't going to make any mistakes. He knew he wasn't going to put the ball in danger. He was going to find the right man, and he was going to drive the ball downfield. Damn, does that sound familiar? Sound like another quarterback we've been criticizing. And like I said, I take no pride in this shit. I wanted to come on there and do this thing and talk so much shit on Jalen Hurts and talk so much shit on the Eagles and have our things Washington versus Philadelphia the last 2 weeks. But my team is ass, and I want to speak some real shit right now. It's not fair, man. It's not fair.
Yeah, and I felt like, because when you look on the internet, a few other people kind of brought this up, because I get it. Some people got platforms and they got certain audience bases, so they feel like if they do this, they're going to ruffle a few feathers. I don't give a shit. I have people come in the comments and say this and say that. It's a subject that has to be talked about. And if you know our history, we always kind of, dive into the topic that people don't really want to deal with. But, I mean, it's on the table, bro. Like a guy was saying yesterday, we can't take it off the table because it's at the table.
Yeah.
And I even see the same thing we talk about with Jayden Daniels. The man had a historic year. Now he has a little rough patch. And I knew they would turn on him. Now all of a sudden he's injury prone. You got some people talking about trading him, getting assets. I know you heard that.
You can kiss my ass. There ain't no way in hell. I ain't what? I did hear some white boys on it, and I hate to even bring it up to race, but it is what it is. I seen some boys. First off, they wanted Jayden Daniels. They never liked him. They was always trying to make an excuse. They made excuses last year, and now they think Drake May is better because Drake May's having a great year, not taking anything away from him. But now they got the nerve to say Marcus Mariota runs that offense better than Jayden Daniels. Are you high? Are you high? What?
Yeah.
But they just can't wait to do it. They can't wait to just usher him out. They like you said, there's a little bit of envy. There's a little bit of, I don't know what it is. And then they try to mask it as if, are y'all just playing victim? Or y'all just doing this? Or y'all don't like criticism. Now y'all say some backhanded shit and y'all don't like being called out on it. And then y'all want to say, oh, y'all playing victim or this or that. Nah, ain't nobody playing victim. We win the Super Bowls. Ain't nobody tripping on that. But at the same time, you got to call it bullshit when you see it.
And then if it's like, all right, playing the victim, if you shot me, I'm the victim.
Yeah, shit. I got shot, nigga.
I'm like, we playing victim. I am the victim. You shot the shit out of me. I want to go to Linda Conyer. She put, if I told you I had 2 QBs, one of them is 27-3 in the last 30 games. The other is 7-10, which is the MVP. Which one is the MVP candidate? Who is she referring to?
I know the one is, that has to be Hurts.
Yeah.
7-10-1.
Who the hell is that? Is that Lamar, maybe? No,
I'm trying to think of the fucking Dak Prescott, but I'm not sure.
Might be. I don't know, but she'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments, Linda. Who you talking about? Dak. Okay, you're talking about Dak. Yeah.
And that's the thing. We're gonna transition to that game in a second. Jermaine put very well said, bro. It's been going on for decades. You know, again, I grew up in the era of the McNabbs and the Rodney Pete's. Remember, we interviewed Holly Robinson Pete.
We did
years ago, and I don't think we ever put the full interview out, but she talked about, some of the things she had to deal with being the wife of a black quarterback, which is very, very, interesting. Maybe one day I'll upload it on this channel. But my dad used to always talk to me about this and how racist Philadelphia was in the media. And I'm kind of listening, but I'm a kid.
Yeah.
Daily news, but now you kind of see like nothing really has changed. And again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Because some people say, "Oh, I'm not racist," and okay, fine, I get it. I'm not talking. Let the chips fall where they may. If I throw that rock and it don't hit you, it don't hit you.
Yeah.
But if you come in the comments talking about stuff you did for black people and what your dad did for this and that, I know it kind of hits you. I know you fucking guilty.
Yep. And look, if you are a white fan and you got criticism for Jalen Hurts or anything, that's cool. Like, there's plenty of Eagles fans that don't like what they see necessarily, but when they win, they give that man credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not like nobody in the NFL, black or white, should be excused from criticism. None of them. If you're playing bad, if you didn't have a good game, as fans, as people who spend their hard-earned money and put a lot of devotion into this, as fans, we're allowed to come on here and criticize and talk shit. But what boggles my mind, and as a Washington fan, I like it because it brings a lot of nonsense to Philly. But as a black man, it kind of bothers me because I'm sitting here going, damn, what more this brother got to fucking do? How many interceptions does he have this year? What, 4? Maybe?
One
goddamn interception. Okay, so if you tell me he got 1 interception, what he got? 3-4 turnovers all year? Maybe.
Right.
So you got a quarterback that's turned the ball over 4 times this year. Maybe. You got a quarterback who is 8-2 this year, 27-3 in the last 2 years. And if you go back since he first started in his career, how many times has he had a losing season? And we're trying to get this dude out of here?
Never, because he was a starter.
What are we talking about? It boggles my, because it doesn't look good. I know that there's 15, 20 teams in the NFL, right? You mean to tell me if Cleveland was winning the way Philly's winning, you think they'd be giving criticism to Jalen Hurts right now? Hell no. They got their own shit going on with Shador, but that's another story for another day. But what I'm saying is, if you think a bad team would take anything, would not switch places with the Eagles in a heartbeat, the quarterback and everything, you're out of your mind. But in Philly, for some reason, it's not just Philly, but Philly's very loud. They try to find and pride. Like, it's almost like, they're winning Super Bowls. This ain't what we used to. We used to the drama. We used to the bullshit. Now we got to find something. Go find A.J. Brown and let's see what his relationship is with Jalen Hurts. And this is going to be the headline for the next 2 weeks, as opposed to them being 8-2. Just went through probably one of the hardest.
Hold it down for 1 minute for me. Give me one second.
Got you. Just went through an 8-2, or currently at an 8-2 season. Went through one of the hardest stretches of football that we've seen all season, and yet here we are having criticism about how he throws or the relationship with his receiver or how many yards AJ Brown may have. The shit is kind of silly, man. If you ask me, it's silly. It makes no sense. Like I said, as a Washington fan, you would think that I would enjoy all the nonsense, but my team is 3-8. You know what I mean? I ain't got much to joke on or talk about, and it's not fair to that brother that he gets the criticism that he gets, man. It really isn't.
We're definitely back in the building. You're tuned into the Black Ball Sports Podcast. Hey, Coastal puts Jalen Hurts became the first quarterback in history to have 20 touchdowns and 1 interception through the first 8 games of the season, but you never know it. And he's only thrown 1 interception in the past 500 attempts, which is also a record. So I appreciate that stat right there. But again, man, I think it's, we got to spank these people because they run off on their tangents too much. I've been watching them too long, run off with their tangents about the Eagles and other black quarterbacks. So we here to put things back in order and spank these people when they get on the line. That's all. They need a little bit of resistance. You feel me? That's it.
That's it. You know? And let me tell you this. Let me tell you how much it breaks my heart, man. I was sitting here yesterday, and I'm like, "Are we going to do the show today?" I'm ready to do it. And I kind of had a feeling what we were going to talk about because my team's on a bye. Y'all about to play Dallas, but there's a lot of bullshit about Jalen. But I'm sitting here like, man, the NFL. We were complaining about the schedule, about us playing so late, but they set it up perfect. Y'all 8-2. If we would have took care of business, man, this shit was going right exactly where we wanted it to go, bro.
Yeah.
And we dropped the fucking ball. This shit hurts like hell, man. Because I was ready to come on here and come at your neck. I wanted some NFC East trash talk from the championship last year on these platforms. You know what I'm saying? To entertain the people. Man, I ain't got nothing for you, bro. I ain't got nothing for you, bro.
That's how the show was birthed. Remember, we was in the old studio and
man,
we had that conversation and it just went organically.
Went off, man.
Right before the game, man. And wow, look at history.
I thought it was gonna be more of that. Not this year, man. I'm sitting, like I said, my tail is firmly tucked between my legs, man. I just want to get out the season healthy, man. That's all I want, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. We'll get to that, man. A lot of work to do in the all season. One more comment I want to read, and we read comments without super chats. You can't even do super chats on this channel yet, but other people wait for super chats. We'll read them without it. The good old boys club will so butthurt Sunday when the Eagles win. Oh yeah, because they kept saying, "Oh, you can't win that way. You can't score this many points and win." They're saying the same thing about Dallas. You can't. Even what's his name? Cam Newton. Oh, this team's a ticking time bomb, and the Lions are going to. Every team you put up there that's a big bad wolf, we take them down. Now I'm not saying it's going to be forever. I feel like, and we'll get into the Dallas talk now. This probably could be a game we probably could lose. It's a divisional game. It's against Dallas, and it's a lot of internal stuff going on in the locker room. I don't want us to ever lose, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles lose this game. Yeah, so to me, it's like a trap game for real. You know,
and it's a must win for Dallas because Dallas is the only other team in the division that has an outside remote shot of winning this division. And if they lose this game, the division is pretty much the door is closed. You know what I mean? We can win out and still not win the division based off of our conference record. Dallas is really the only team that can do anything. And now I don't think they can even do shit. I really don't. Even if they win this game, I don't think they win the division. But this is a game they have to get in order to even have a chance. Where's the game at? In Dallas?
It's in Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, and Pickens is playing very well. Now your defense is playing very well. Very well. And if they continue to play like this, I don't see you losing to anybody. But if they give up a little bit and they get Pickens and CeeDee Lamb rolling and they can get going, this could be a game that y'all can get took. But then it happens. I don't think that it changes the fact that you guys are going to win a division. And I also don't think it's going to change the fact that you guys are going to continue to do what you do. But I do think it's a must win. Whether they win or not, I don't know. But it's a must win for them.
Yeah, somebody put I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't see a win due to our defense. Yeah, that's what I kind of say. I feel like it might be close, but I think the Eagles, at some point, I feel like the offense is going to get going. And the schedule kind of permits that. We got the Washington Commanders twice, even though they're playing a little bit better. Right now, we got the Raiders, the Chargers, the Bills. So by default, the offense is going to start to pick up. And even last year, Jalen Hurts has better numbers than he had this year. Last year, the offense peaked at the right time.
Yeah.
Like really it started peaking against y'all, like in the playoffs for real.
Yeah.
The NFC champion. And that might be too late. Some people may think. But as long as you, on that day, you can find a way to win, I think we got the pieces on offense to click at any moment. I don't think it matters how you're playing. You know what I mean? At any moment.
Saquon Barkley is one of 3 or 4 running backs that anytime he touches the ball, he can go from wherever he's at. That's dangerous. You still got one of the, even though the offensive line has not played at an historic pace the way it did last year, it's still a top offensive line. You know what I mean? You still got receivers and tight ends everywhere. You got a quarterback that's not going to make any mistakes. If the coordinator gets his head out of his ass, y'all going to have something going. But the defense right now can win y'all a championship, period. I was looking at that Houston game against Buffalo yesterday. I'm like, if Texans had an offense at all, I would pick them to go to the fucking champion, to the Super Bowl for the AFC, because that defense is elite. They just have no offense, bro. So, I mean, defense wins championships in this league, especially around this time. When you got a team like y'all's to where it's not a bad offense, it's a sleeping giant offense, to where if one thing clicks or one thing clicks there, it's over. I'm kind of nervous that it didn't click yet, because it's like, okay, when it does, then what's going to happen? So, I mean, I think y'all on a good track, man. It's hard as that is to say.
Yeah, and who do you got on? How you see this game kind of playing out versus Dallas Cowboys?
Close. I thought I would see a high scoring game against the Detroit Lions and the Eagles, but then I'm like, okay, this was prior to me thinking that the Eagles still, that cornerback, the secondary was kind of questionable. I didn't know what the boy from Miami was going to bring out from a pass rush perspective. So I had some question marks going into that Detroit game, and I had them winning a close game, but a high scoring game. The way y'all defense is playing now, man, if y'all can hold Dallas to under 20, I don't see y'all losing. I really don't. I also see like a 2017, 24-20 type game. I don't see a high scoring affair like I was thinking about the last few weeks. I just think that good teams find a way to win late and bad teams find a way to lose late. And I don't think Dallas is a good team. So I think it'll be close. I think that, you know what I mean, it'll be a good competitive game. But at the end of the day, whether on offense or defense, y'all make a play and y'all win.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like the way that defense is playing, it might even be playing better than it was last year. A lot of people are saying that. I didn't expect it. I really didn't. You know, but Vic is such a good coordinator, and I think the missing piece was getting Jalen Phillips, bringing him in. You got him, and you got Carter on that line. Amoro Jomo's playing lights out. Nakobe Dean's bringing a different type of energy to the defense. Jack Bond was already good. Quinyon Mitchell is locked down. Dory's playing better. Cooper's locked down. Makuba's playing better. Blankenship's playing better. Yeah, it's a team that should be competing for, you know, a Super Bowl. With that being said, though, Dallas, George Pickens, I want him in Philly, bro. Pickens,
bro. I want him in DC so damn bad, bro. If he gets the free agency, he's getting paid.
Yeah.
And they can't franchise him. They can't franchise him, so they're going to have to get that boy his bread, man. So, oh, my Lord.
If they let him walk, and I think the Eagles going to get rid of AJ.
Yeah.
But the Eagles are going to try to retool right away. You know how he's not going to, whether it be, I don't know how he will fit with the offense or whatever the case may be. That's a different story. I still love AJ. But, yeah, George Pickens is playing great. He's going to get his Sunday. He's going to get his. As good as Quinyon Mitchell is, he got Quinyon the last time a few times, bro.
That boy's bad. He's 24 years old.
Right.
And he's built like Plaxico and runs like a fucking today's wide receiver. The boy is bad, man. The only thing that was stopping George Pickens was George Pickens. Second he got out his own way, ain't nobody stopping that dude, man.
Yeah, you want to read Star Alliance's comment?
Got you. Do you think the NFL is racist to black quarterbacks of it in dollars? They don't say anything about that quarterback too much, but the Eagles, they always been criticizing since they started winning. So go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what the Eagles, I don't know about other teams, but they get a lot of engagement and clicks. I'm starting to notice that. Like the articles, the YouTube, they are a very popular team. So I feel like these companies like, let's look what the ratings did last week. Let's keep talking about this shit. That's, in my opinion, that's what I think it is. Whether it be Jalen Hurts, the AJ Brown, the shit explodes. Like even no-name people, like this fat dude in California. I'm not gonna mention his name. This fat, racist, sexist pig over there in California. He says something about Jalen Hurts and it goes viral. He's a nobody. You know what I'm saying? But it goes right, exactly. Good. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, he'll never step foot in Philly. But I think that's one of the main reasons why the shit goes nuts in the media. And they're one of the top teams, I guess. And it's a big media market as well.
Yeah, and we live in a day and age where now people can and people's engagements run it. And you know how the Eagles fan base probably one of the rabid fan bases in the country. You know what I mean? In all sports. So you say something against, they're gonna flock to that. They're gonna flock to that piece of content, and they're gonna give you a piece of their mind, whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? And all engage. It doesn't matter if it's bad or good. Engagement is good. All engagement is profitable engagement. Whether they love it or hate it, they're all making money from it. The dollar don't change. So yeah, it's some definitely something to that for sure.
Just like we put a video up on YouTube and let's say you got 500,000 views, but everybody coming at your throat. I don't give a shit. I'm going to the bank. Oh, you suck. Oh, I don't like you. Oh, you a bum. You a punk.
Yep.
Bank.
I had somebody, some lady yesterday talking about, oh, y'all industry plants. Look at this. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I wrote blah, 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 fucking blah. Start laughing at the shit because they just engagement. They just want to be engaged. That's all this shit's about, bro.
Right. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. So we got that down. Washington Commanders, man, are right now a dumpster. What you call a dumpster fire to the Commanders fans out there, man. Nobody expected this year. We expected them to, be contending for a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I think if you had to ask me and put me on the spot, I think injuries is one. Two, I think it's roster construction. I feel like that Adam Peters, y'all call him AP, went in thinking that he'll get right back to where they were, last year. So he wanted to fit the pieces. And okay, we need a left tackle. Okay, we need a receiver. Okay, we need this. Instead of continuing to try to build through the draft. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Only time will tell. That's what I think happened. I haven't heard other content creators, Commanders, even say that as well. But what's your thoughts on how why the season went down the shitter so fast?
Yeah, I won't call it a dumpster fire only because I've been witness to a lot of dumpster fires with this organization. A lot. Right. You know what I mean? It was not only losing on the field, it was a lot of losing off the field, and no one wanted to even be associated with the team. Nobody wanted to be, the NFC East didn't even want to be associated with Washington. It was just so fucking bad. I've seen years of dumpster fires. This year was definitely a nightmare for sure, because we had one set of expectations coming off of last year, coming off of having a quarterback and having such great morale come through that organization, something very different than what we've experienced in the last 30 plus years or so. New GM, new owner, new coach, new quarterback. It brought this breath of fresh air. And then we go to the NFC Championship. It was like we was on cloud nine. And once you get off of cloud nine and you go back to reality, it's a tough pill to swallow. Now, I think I said this maybe the last show. When you win, it masks a lot of your deficiencies on your team. When you lose, it exposes them. So when we get injured the way we do and we start losing games, now it's easy for us to look at AP and
your volume went out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now. You're good. Yeah.
My bad. When we went to, did you hear anything I just said?
Most of it.
Okay. I don't know why the fuck I just went on mute. That's random. Okay, so like I was saying, when you win, you mask a lot of your deficiencies. When you lose, you expose them. So this year, when we have a dream season like last year, when we had a lot of deficiencies last year, our secondary wasn't the best last year. Our defense wasn't the best last year. We had some holes on the offense, but it got masked because we were winning. We were winning in such dramatic fashion. It was fun. Jayden was killing it. We had all these good things going on that the bad things weren't brought out. This year, when you have the injuries and you have the losing the way we have, now it exposes a lot of the shit that was there last year. I'm going to give Adam Peters a pass, not a complete pass. A pass in the sense that we never got to see his roster as currently constructed go out there and actually play a game. Now, it happens. NFL people get injured. We've seen it on a historic level this year, but it is what it is. And then I also go back to the years prior. We didn't have a lot of first and second round draft picks that he inherited to kind of build a solid roster. He had to damn near strip it down to the fucking foundation and rebuild it under his own vision and his own mind. I'm not mad at the Laramie Tunsil trade. We gave up a lot, but I think we got a left tackle there for the next 6, 7, 8 years. So I'm cool with the draft compensation once we re-sign him and get him good. Debo was a little bit of a coin flip, right? Gave up a 5th-round pick. I'm not really tripping. I wish we could have seen him with the full complement of weapons, but it is what it is. Marshawn, it looked like a loss, right? We gave up a lot of draft capital. I think 2 picks from last year. We gave up a pick last year in last year's draft and a pick in the upcoming draft for Marshawn. That was a loss. But you know what? He swung. He swung. And I'm not mad at him for swinging for something. If we thought that we needed a cornerback and we could really do something last year, he would have got criticism for not doing something.
Your volume hit out again.
I don't know why this shit is randomly going on mute. That's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It wasn't long, though. You good.
All right. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a pass, but I am looking at how he drafts. Now I'm looking at the draft picks themselves. You know what I mean? I'm looking at a Johnny Newton who we picked in the 2nd round, who once we drafted him, everybody was like, yo, this is a steal, this is this. And I thought it was a steal. He had 2 foot surgeries. He's not, you know what I mean, going out and and producing the way that we thought he would produce. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Ben Sennett. I'm looking at Brandon Coleman. These are 2nd and 3rd round picks from 2024 that are going to go into year 3 next year that really got to show me some shit. Or I'm going to look at Adam Peters like, damn, man, you hit on Mikey. And even though Mikey's having a bad year, I still think that's a hit. You hit on Jayden. What we doing, man? We got to hit on some more draft picks. So I'm still on Adam Peters. I'm not going to give him full criticism about it because of the years that the team that he inherited, and we never got to see it, the full complement of people that he brought in. But at the same time, next year has to be different. Next year, we have to go into it. We got to be aggressive in free agency and pick up some pieces that are going to help this team win both offensively and defensively. I don't know where we're going to end up as far as draft-wise. If we're in the top 5 or top 6, hopefully he can maneuver that into some more type draft picks. If we're not and we go on a little bit of a winning streak and we ended up in 17, 18, then the draft picks we have to hit on. I'm not talking about hitting a single. We got to hit home fucking runs, especially in that 1st round. We got to hit home runs. This year, going into the 3rd year, I think the passes kind of start going away and we start going, hey, yo, listen, these people that you bring in here, these people that you draft, they got to start having an impact. Jayden's in his 3rd year. DQ's in his 3rd year. We got to start seeing this shit move or we are going to have some serious questions. I'm not of the mind of just saying, oh, we got to get rid of Adam Peters after year 2. No, that's what made us lose for 20, 30 fucking years. Being irrational and doing irrational shit and not letting things kind of settle in and doing and making irrational decisions. Now, I want to see these dudes be able to play out their contract and give some put their legitimate hands on this roster and see what happens. I'm going to give him a pass because of the injuries and because of what he inherited, but all eyes are on that team going into year 3. Point blank, period.
It was a meme that came out the other day that was like Washington has the slowest team. I know you've probably seen it, the oldest team and a couple other things, man. To me, this has to look 100% different next year, meaning that it's going to have to be a lot of young guys, an infusion of young talent on that field. And also, are you guys going to bring in a coordinator or is Dan Quinn going to take over the defensive coordinator, capability? So let's start with the defense. And I seen you guys got one of the highest paid defenses in the league.
I don't know how.
I was looking at the thing yesterday. It was one of the high, like 140 million or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know how. Who we paying? Deron. All right, so Deron's
let me find it. Go ahead.
Deron's under contract. Javon Kinlaw's under contract. Will Harris maybe a 2-year. Marshawn's not under contract. I mean, but his contract's about to be taken off. We don't owe him any money. I don't know. I know we got like the 2nd or 3rd most cap room in going into next year, so we're gonna have to use that. Now, see, you think about Bobby Wagner's gone, Von Miller's gone, Marshawn Lattimore's gone, Eddie Goldman's gone. He was on a 1-year deal. A lot of these older players that are kind of handicapping our team as far as age and speed, I guarantee you won't be there next year. We're gonna get an influx of youth in that organization, but I still think we need a nice balance of veteran help that can still get out there and make some moves and make some progress, and then that influx of talent. I don't want to see us be the oldest roster in the NFL, but I don't want to see us be the youngest one either. If we're somewhere in between or closer being one of the younger ones in the NFL, cool. I'm cool with that. But yeah, we definitely got to get faster, man. We definitely got to get faster. Offensive know that we're not fast, and they can just pretty much run what they want on us. And that's injury aside. Like, I give more the injury shit on our offense because our main pieces on offense are going. Defensively, man, I mean, yeah, we got some injuries, but at the same time, man, we're also old and slow. And we that was exposed in the Green Bay game, and we didn't have any injuries in that Green Bay game, and that was exposed. So, to answer your second question, we will have a new defensive coordinator in there. It will not be Dan Quinn. He does not want to run the defense. He wants to run the football team, which I am in agreement with. I hope that he doesn't hire internally, even though I don't have any problems of any of the position coaches. I like the D-line coach. I like the linebackers coach. I like the secondaries coach. I think that they're slotted in their right position. You need to bring a whole different defensive philosophy in there, maybe a younger, more like, you know what I mean, more creative defensive mind. And if he decides to bring in his own pieces, so be it. But I do think a young, fresh defensive mind needs to be brought in. And if that philosophy is even different than Dan Quinn, I think Dan Quinn needs to go ahead and embrace that, because that's the way the league is going, man. You see a lot of these older coaches being ushered out because their ways, they don't know when to get rid of their ways, to let go of their ways. You see it happen with a Pete Carroll. You've seen it happen with Bill Belichick. You've seen it happen with Ron Rivera. And I'm not saying that Dan Quinn is up there, but if he continues that same mindset and thinks that his is, he could fall in that line, man. So I hope that, I know for a fact we will have another defensive coordinator. What I hope to see is a completely different philosophy. Somebody that's been whipping Shanahan offense's ass for a little bit, and we could bring in a new juice up in there.
Yeah, that was a meme that I seen, so maybe that was incorrect, but I have to double check it.
Yeah,
you know, as far as that, somebody could have been off with their numbers about one of the highest paid defenses. But I'm going to read this comment by Jonathan Harvey. There are no real black men that have seats on these ESPN networks no more. Muhammad Ali, Stokely Carmichael, Malcolm X, Huey Newton, America don't want to see those black men no more. How you feel about that comment by Jonathan?
I mean, you can't be on ESPN. They got black men on there, and I hate to say this, but they cosplay as real ones. You know what I mean? They cosplay. They'll give you a little bit, but then if it starts getting too much heat, they'll get on their platforms 10 minutes later and apologize for something, or I didn't mean it like this, or I didn't mean it like that. But then they get back on ESPN and they're the loudest motherfuckers in the room because we're loud and we're boisterous and we like to put on the show. But then when we say some shit to ruffle some feathers, then all of a sudden we go on our own platforms and we sit back and apologize and all that shit. So we got brothers on there that cosplay. The real ones end up getting fired and never hired, and then we ended up hearing them on their own shit. And that's a good thing about where we're at right now in media, to where they can't stop anybody from doing media. Somebody could just turn on their shit and do it themselves. But on ESPN, they cosplaying over there, bro. And I don't expect any different.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Star Alliance put, it's my first time when you guys podcast. I'm enjoying what I'm hearing. I'm liking a different berries and a guy that commander's hat look like Onyx.
Salute, brother. That ain't the first time I heard that, man. Salute to you, fam. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Jonathan Harvey puts Jalen Hurts is unbreakable, so therefore they have to attempt to smear campaign, and our other black men volunteer to be traitors. Yeah, I agree with that. I like the guy Derek Gunn. I don't know if you know Derek Gunn.
I do.
He's an old Eagles reporter, hating ass nigga. old reporter, you know what I'm saying, that put out some report that people are unhappy with Jalen Hurts or something like that. You don't even work for nobody no more. You don't even work for NBC no more. What are you doing putting out reports?
Damn.
You don't even work for nobody. He does a fucking YouTube channel with Seth Joyner and shit. A YouTube, like a once a week YouTube show, like we're doing. Like, you know what we're doing. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. We have constantly being used. They don't look at it like that because, you know, their line of work. But come on, man. Certain shit I'm just not going to do. But I get it. Like, these people are not fans of the team, though.
No.
Derek Gunn's a Green Bay fan. So certain stuff that we wouldn't do, they would do because it's just business for them. Right. That's like if I'm in Minnesota or something I'm an Eagle fan, so I don't give a shit about what happens in Minnesota. I'm just putting out you know what I mean? I want people to click on my
right.
Yeah, so that part I do understand, but that don't mean the fans ain't gonna eat your ass up.
Yeah. And that you ain't gonna get it. You deserve to get it. Because there are people that really care about this shit that watch you, nigga. You ain't about to come on here and say anything about us. Ain't gonna happen.
For real. So all right, let's talk about all right, who you think, man, if you had to pick the AFC championship game and the NFC championship game, who you got going in it right now?
I mean, it's the easier pick is the NFC, obviously, because you got y'all in LA. And as good as both of you guys are playing, and I think it'll be there. You never know, man. Injuries can happen. Anything can happen these next couple of games to really turn anything upside down, or a team can get hot. You know what I mean? But if you're asking me now, I think it's the Rams and I think it's Philly in the NFC. And Jesus. I mean, who can be really saying the AFC is really putting a mark out there? Buffalo? No.
Broncos,
KC?
maybe.
No. Baltimore? No. Who?
Broncos?
You really believe in them?
Not really, but I just feel like they finding ways to win.
You know what? They got a championship defense.
Right.
They got a championship defense. If their quarterback does not get in the way, then they got a shot because their defense is like that, man. But I'm not buying the Broncos either. Like the Broncos beat KC, but did anybody think the Broncos will beat KC in the playoffs, no matter where that game is? I don't.
Nope.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? So they better hope KC don't get there. And then I'm thinking Baltimore, I mean, somebody's going in the AFC. Who is it going to be? Are we really thinking that New England's going to go ahead and beat out the teams? No. How about Indy? Do we think that Indy? No, I think Indy could lose the division to fucking Houston. So, man,
I'm going with Kansas City.
If you put a gun in my head, bro, I'm going KC. I don't give a fuck if they 5-5 or not.
Me too.
And who they play, I don't know.
If you let Kansas City in, they're going to the bowl.
Yeah, I don't believe in Indy either. Jermaine, I love their running back. Shout out to Jersey. You know what I mean? I love Jonathan Taylor, but I don't believe Daniel Jones either. I ain't buying that shit.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know either. If I had to pick anybody, it'd be the Chiefs, maybe followed by, depending on if Baltimore gets in. But right now, the Chiefs and maybe the Broncos, possibly.
It's gonna be one of them type teams. It's gonna be a team we don't expect. Yeah.
Right. But NFC, I'm gonna stand firm with the Eagles and Rams being the NFC Championship game in Philly. Once again, for all the marbles, cold day. You know, I think the next time we play the Rams, we blow them out. That's my opinion. I just feel like the defensive line is going to be too much for Matthew Stafford. I could be wrong, but I feel like, you know, we're gonna punch them boys in the mouth. But a lot of stuff has to happen. I think we probably end up losing maybe one more game, maybe two. Then that's why I said this game against the Cowboys is kind of like a trap game. You kind of almost want, you don't want to go in and winning like 14 or 15, I don't know what it would be, games in a row. It's like you kind of do for a loss. You kind of want to get a loss in here, but hopefully it's like a week where we're not playing starters. Like the last week against y'all, we got it locked up, and that's a loss. I'm cool with that, you know. But and it's going to look the same way. Like if we get a first round bye, that first game we come out is probably going to be a little rusty at the beginning. But I think the defense is able to keep us in it. And I think that the Eagles could have a good chance of going back to the Super Bowl. Now, again, I've been all year saying I don't think it's so hard to do it. I didn't think they was going to do it. But the closer we get to the playoffs and the way this defense is playing, I'm like, it's a real possibility we can get back to the Super Bowl.
Y'all, if y'all continue to get a pass rush and that boy from Miami and everything starts lining up, y'all will get back. The pass rush, period. If y'all get that pass rush lined up, then it masks a lot of deficiencies y'all have in the secondary that was kind of being exposed a little early on because people weren't getting home. If y'all get home, it's gonna be hard to beat, man.
Right. Now, Jayden Daniels is coming back. When is he coming back? Real quick.
I don't know. There's discussions. There's just talk about him. He's running now. He's throwing now. There's talk about him coming back next week. I don't see it happening, to be perfectly honest with you. They're saying that he will start being evaluated once the doctors clear him. Like, that's the main word, once the doctors clear him. And I don't see them clearing him next week. Now, let's say for the sake of this argument, we win. We go to 4-8. And then we got 4 games against the division or 5 games against the division, and we can get back to a winning record, then, yeah, we may see him back on the field. But if we lose this week and then we lose to Minnesota, I think
you can't lose this week. It's a bye week, right?
I mean, my fault. Yes, the fuck we can. If we win next week against Denver, and then we week the following week against Minnesota, then I could see something. But if we lose those 2 games, I think we sit him for the year, man. I really do. There's a slight chance he plays. I'm a little nervous about it, but if he's healthy, bro, I'm on a mindset is if he's healthy, you can't sit your starting quarterback out because you're afraid of anything. offensive line is healthy. Hopefully, one of these fucking receivers can get back healthy, and he's not throwing the Walmart receivers. But if that line is healthy and he's healthy, he got to play, bro. He got to.
Yeah, I think what you want to kind of see is them guys play together and show some type of a promise.
Yeah,
going in towards next year. Because if not, you don't bring Debo back. I think Terry definitely comes back to give him a mulligan. And you got to really start. A lot. It's going to be a lot of hard decisions on the off season. You're going to get to know who AP really is this off season because now his back is against the wall for real.
Mm-hmm.
And like he got to like produce, or people are going to start. The pressure is going to start to mount. Maybe not this year or the next year, but the next year the pressure is going to start to mount.
Yeah, that's contract year at that point.
Yeah. So definitely, man. Any other couple comments that will be done. Costa put even at 5-5, KC is the biggest threat in the NFC. That's why so many people online do not want KC to make the playoffs because deep down they know Pat will do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's everybody in the fucking league. Like, don't nobody want to see them. Not
right.
there. I don't care what they look like in the regular season, man. And they still the top team to me. Like, I just don't see a team that's going. If they make it to the playoffs, which I don't see that they won't, I don't see a team fucking with them. I don't.
Right. Last one, Bo Gibbons. Don't matter who's in the playoffs. We still haven't gotten rolling another highest point playoff run on the way. I feel that.
I guess he's a Philly fan.
That's what it seems like.
Sound like
Again, they got the capability of doing it at any time. When you got a guy like Jalen Hurts, like it could look ugly all game, but he'll make that one pass or that one run. You know what I mean? So that is what it is. We'll see. I mean, I don't like the way it looks at times. At times, I get frustrated with Jalen Hurts. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Why don't you just throw it away? And I'm sitting here last week like, yo, if this guy want to put his back against the wall, that's what it seems like. You want to like be Superman, like just do it, bro. Make it happen.
Right.
But then I get in and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna find a way to win this shit. At each quarter goes past, and the defense keeps getting stops, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna win this shit. We just ain't gotta lose it at this point.
Right.
And that's what it feels like being an Eagles fan. And of course, I feel like we can get a lot of points, but it seems like when we go like that, we let other teams back in the game. Like when we against what team was that? Broncos. We was kicking their fucking ass. We let them back in the game. Tampa Bay, we was kicking their ass. Let them back in the game. It's like we take our foot off the gas when we play a certain way. So we'll see.
We'll see, man. Yes, sir.
We'll see. Only teams in the NFC to place the Eagles. If Eagles self-destruct, Rams, Packers, Lions. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. I appreciate y'all. We got almost an hour in. Definitely didn't expect to go that long, but we definitely appreciate everybody listening in, man. The Black Ball Sports Podcast. Make sure you check us out. Just type it in, Black Ball Sports Podcast. You'll see us pop up. Trying to get to 1,000 followers. So if you can help out, but it'll happen organically with the content. So if you don't subscribe, you'll find us at some point, man. So
yeah,
go ahead, brother.
The engagement today, y'all, has been absolutely phenomenal. Y'all been tearing up the chat. We appreciate that. Y'all keep the chat rolling. If y'all not subscribed to the Black Ball Sports Podcast, you happen to find this, please go and subscribe. Y'all been kicking ass, man. I think this is one of the best engagements we've had in the morning Friday one that I've seen, and it's dope, man. Y'all keep the show rolling. Y'all keep it moving, man. So keep doing it. Whether y'all a fan of the Philly, whether y'all a fan of Washington, if you're a KC fan, a Dallas fan, don't fucking matter. Come in here, man. Make yourself at home, and let's get something rolling, bro. We appreciate y'all. And we definitely got to keep this shit going in February, Philly fan, because shit, when the off season, man, what the hell are we gonna talk about? Oh man, come playoffs. I'm officially on hate watch. That's what I'm the hater of the group. I'm gonna be the hater. I'm wishing y'all down for every fucking step of the way. So it's all right. It's all right, baby. It's all right. But nah, man. Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, have a good day. Have a good weekend as well. Yeah, we already know how we giving it up over here, man. We out of here though. Peace. Much love to y'all. Peace out.